Are you struggling with your swing and not sure how to fix it? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 key checklists that I go through to fix a swing. And if you watch until the end, you'll get a special bonus from me that'll help you fix your swing 2 times faster. How to fix a baseball swing. Today, I'm going to share with you how to fix a baseball swing. And the things I'm going to share with you is what I did when I was playing and the things I'm doing now that I'm coaching. These are the exact order I would go through to fix my swing. And I hope that you watch into the end so you can learn, so you can fix your swing very quickly. Now, the first thing I would do is check my timing. Now that I'm coaching, a lot of times kids will come to me and say, Jermaine, my swing is messed up. And I will see video of them. And what I see is their swing not actually messed up. It's their timing, and then their swing breaks apart. So that'd be the first place I start. Timing is a big issue for a lot of young players because they don't play as often as you do as a professional baseball player. As a professional baseball player, we're playing every single day. As a player that's in high school, in middle school, travel ball, and little league, whatever it is, they're not playing that often. You might play once a week, or you might play in a tournament on the weekend. So when you go into the game, your first game, you're not as consistent because you're not taking those reps, those in-game reps. But by the 3rd or 4th game, they're good in that tournament that they play on the weekend. It's because they're getting those reps and they're getting more used to that timing throughout the weekend. And that's why they are, getting more consistent, hitting the ball hard. So the first place I would start is timing. Check yourself. Step out of the batter's box and take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I on time? If you're fouling balls off way deep and they're going that way, now you're not on time. You have to make an adjustment. So you have to be a little bit more earlier so you can catch that ball a little further out front. If you're too far out front, you have to change your timing. Now you have to make an adjustment and you let that ball come back a little bit more so you can hit it where you need to and drive that ball in the alleys. So that would be the first place I start, because if your timing is off, that can break down your entire swing, which leads me to the next point. If your timing is off, it could break your base. And the base is by far the most important part of hitting. So when I would struggle, usually my base was my issue. So I would go back to that. What I mean is that I'm either going too far forward or I'm too far back. So I wasn't in that athletic position, that balanced position. Barry Bonds would say it's like being in a phone booth. And if we see right now when he's hitting, you see that he stays in that phone booth and nothing comes outside of that phone booth. He stays in there, and that allows him to stay behind the ball, keeps his head in a good position so he can see the ball all the way there. And this allows him to be consistent. And my issue was I would do like a mini leg kick and I would start drifting forward and my base would get all messed up. And that would mess my swing up. See, if I start coming forward and I put a lot of weight on this front foot and I start swinging, look how choppy my swing gets. We want to be soft on that front foot. And then boom, I'm in this balanced position right now, and now I'm able to drive that ball. So that would be the second place I would start when it comes to trying to fix my swing, your lower half. Your lower half is like a foundation of a home. If the foundation is rocky, the house will come crashing down. As a hitter, our whole goal is to be as balanced as we possibly can. So if you're hitting off a tee, if you're doing front flips, always swing and see where you're at. I like to have my hitters go here, they'll swing, boom, and I'll have them immediately turn back just like this. They're able to turn back without falling over. They're in a balanced position, okay? And I'll show you here. So here, bam, and I'll have them immediately come back. So look at, now I'm in a good position. So when they're hitting, bam, they swing, bam, and come back as quick as it possibly can. That means they're in a balanced position. If they're like falling over the place, then they're not as balanced as they could be. Another way you could do it is you could swing and then walk out of it. If you're able to walk out of it to your right side, you're balanced. If you're falling off, you're not balanced. So you want to work on your balance. So the next thing I look for is my bat path and extension. A lot of young hitters, they swing and then they vacate the swing really early. So their swing is only this long. We want to extend our swing plane as long as we can. So we want to be short when we get into the swing plane, and then we want to be as long as we possibly can through it, which maximize our chances to be consistent, to hit more line drives all over the field. So that is something I always look for. Many times that I look over a swing and they're here, bam, and they're like real short, bam, going like that. And so they're rolling over balls, or they're not getting through it, so they're not allowing themselves to hit more line drive. Again, if your timing's on point and your base is on point, then your swing plan could be the issue on why you're maybe hitting ground balls, why you're popping balls up, why you're swinging and missing. That'd be the next thing I'll work on. The way I do that is, let's say I want to extend the swing plane. What I'll do is I'll do the 2 T drill. So I'll put a T right here, and then I would have another T that's right here. And what I'll have a hitter do is they'll hit a line drive right up the middle, even with their front foot after stride with this tee. Then they're gonna put this tee down and put the ball on this tee. Now what that does is that extends our swing plane longer out front directly to the pitcher. So that is giving ourselves a chance to extend our swing plane and giving ourselves a chance to start driving the baseball. Once you do several swings like this with young players, that path is going to be direct to the ball, right short in here, bam, and then long out front through it, and they're going to start driving that ball, hitting more doubles, more extra base hits, hit more line drives all around the field. So that is something that I highly recommend you do. That is what I do if my swing is not right. I check my timing, I'm on time. Then I check my base, I'm in an athletic position, I'm very balanced. And then my swing is on point. Now, if I'm struggling or my students are still struggling, I will then go to strengths and weaknesses. And what that means is I'll start playing to my strength and work around my weaknesses. Usually what happens if everything else is right, we're swinging at pitches that aren't strike. So we're swinging at pitches all over. So then I will focus on my strengths. I'll start looking for the pitch that's up in the zone. That's where I do my most damage. But you want to focus on pitches that are your strengths, and you want to work around your weaknesses. I knew that the weakness was inside pitches, so I wouldn't swing at this pitch. I would take it every single time. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, how does that work? They're going to keep throwing it there. No, they won't. They only throw pitches there when you give them information, and you give them information by swinging. If you do not swing, you don't give them any information. So I would focus on the pitches that I can have the most success with, and that's where we start working with my kids if all the other things are correct. Now, that's what we'll do. We'll start focusing on our strengths and working around our weaknesses and getting them to dial in instead of expanding the strike zone. And that tends to work a lot. Now, let's say that doesn't work. The next thing is the mental game. Now, if you're on time, your base is strong, you don't have a weak base, you're not going this way, you're not on a surfboard, you're strong in an athletic position, you have a good swing, bat path, and extension going direct towards the pitcher, and you're working with your strengths, you're swinging at pitches that are in that zone where you're looking for, and you're taking the pitches that are your weaknesses. You're not just up there swinging and hacking at pitches, every pitch you see. Now that is a mental game problem, and that's something that's more important than all of the other stuff. Because if you don't believe that you can be successful, you'll never be successful. That right there is what separates players from here or there, because you cannot outperform your self-image. So if you believe you are average, you're always going to be average, because you cannot outperform your self-image. So what you believe of yourself is as far as you can go in this game. If you believe you're going to be an MLB player, then you'll be an MLB player as long as you work for it, as long as you put in the hours and you sacrifice and you're disciplined, you will be successful. But if you don't believe you can play at the highest level, if you don't believe you can get that game-winning hit when you need it, you're never going to get the game-winning hit.
So if you want me or my team to help you fix your swing, the link will be in the description below. You'll see that this kid right here went from this to this, and you'll see that this kid went from this to this, and you'll see that this guy went from this to this. If you're struggling and not sure how to fix it, we can help you fix your swing. So link will be in the description below.